What I was hoping to achieve was just mark the corners for where the machine can travel the furthest so that I would know my cutting area so that I could lay down a wasteboard. Actually, let's back up a few steps. I was so excited to get my wasteboard onto my Onefinity CNC, so I chucked up a really basic V-groove bit that I happened to have on hand. Quickly realized this thing is way too short. It's not even going to reach. So what did I decide to do? Well, just you wait and see. Why, yes, that is a number 2 pencil. Great observation. Yeah, I thought this would be a really good idea to chuck up a pencil because, well, A, I didn't have a bit that was long enough, and B, I wanted to experiment with something I didn't mind breaking. What I was hoping to achieve was just mark the corners for where the machine can travel the furthest so that I would know my cutting area so that I could lay down a wasteboard. Pretty sure this part is not endorsed by Onefinity. Truthfully, I tried to be pretty precise about this so that I could know the exact area of my wasteboard, but after all is said and done, I honestly don't know that it was worth the time and effort, and I would probably just slap down a piece of MDF and move on if I could do it all over again. That doesn't mean that's the best advice, but at least in terms of this being overkill, it was. You know, if I'm optimistic about it, it really did give me a chance to learn about how the machine moves, how the controller works, and what to expect when eventually I did put a bit in the chuck. Everything was really going really well. Well, until this part. And this is what happens when you just dive right in and don't follow instructions and don't know how to work that. There are controls here that allow you to move in small increments or large increments. I did not realize I switched it to the larger movement, and that is when I thought a small plunge was going to happen, and as you can see, a rather large plunge happened. But like I said, this is why I chucked us a pencil, so maybe I'm an idiot or maybe I'm super smart. Probably neither, probably something in the middle. Alright, safe to say if you've made it this far in the video, you're probably not going to hang around too much longer unless I get to the point. So, here it is. I needed a wasteboard. This was the next step in the process. I used the pencil to lay out my lines so that I knew approximately where my cutting area was. I had a grand total of 2 pieces of T-track that I randomly found in my garage, so this is what I'm working with. Here's what I did next. I got my dust collector hooked up to my table saw and plugged it in. That way, when I turn my table saw on, the dust collection comes on automatically. I will say that dust collector is really nice to have as a mobile unit in a small shop. The saw plugs right into it or whatever tool you're using, and that way it becomes an auto start so that when you start up your tool, the dust collection starts up. So that is the DC50 from Buck Tool. Check it out on Amazon. I will have the link in the description. Alright, back to the important stuff. My 2 pieces were a little long, so I went ahead and cut them down on the table saw as well. And after I shut my saw off, I just wanted to leave this here so you guys could enjoy watching the bag on the buck tool pretty much look like a melted marshmallow. Alright, so if you want my 2 cents, I don't think wasteboards need to be all that crazy looking or precise or have a ton of T-track. I know people like Jevin or maybe Two Moose might disagree with me on this, and they have really fancy setups and theirs look great. But for me, I just needed to throw something down and get going. In the future, I know that this wasteboard is going to have to be replaced eventually. So I'm sure people who do threaded inserts and fancier stuff like that are probably ahead of the game in that regard. But I'm just going to make this work. That's the type of woodworker I am. I try to do things to the best of my ability and do it within reason with tools that are affordable. And so this is what I came up with. And I hope this video was somewhat helpful to you for your own process. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet, turn on the bell for notifications, and if you want, check out the other CNC videos I've done. Maybe it'll help you avoid some of the mistakes that I made along the way. Alright guys, till next time.